The soul requires an individual to sit in meditation for at least 30 to 40 minutes in a day. The soul requires complete silence, where the mind has turned inwardly and the mind has become seated within the heart. The heart is the center of the entire universe. As difficult as that might be, it is your link to every answer, your link to every question, your link to the greatest wisdom, the link to liberation, the link to enjoyment, the link to great tantra. The heart is the hub, the center of the entire universe. It is not the mind that carries the wisdom, it is the center of the heart. There was a great yogi that was born enlightened, and yet he had read no books, and yet his ability to understand the universe and to teach about the teachings of karma and dharma was so profound, and yet no one understood. Every calculation that exists, every algebra, every calculation, every answer, every moment of truth lies within the heart. You will find that most enlightened beings can speak more than even one language and question why or how, because they tap into this ocean, this endless heart, the heart that continuously has no beginning and no ending, and you are all in your head instead of just your hearts. When we can take our breath, and our breath leads us into the heart, this is something that requires great skill, great concentration, great one-pointedness. The breath must be so attuned, just like a single sound. If I were to make a single sound that literally goes, it is completely and uneven, because the breath and the sound and the instrument of the body isn't fine-tuning itself. When I take a breath, the breath becomes even. The entire body becomes attuned. We align ourselves with a focus and a discipline that is not just of a breath, of producing. There is a discipline, a concentration, a one-pointedness that leads us to an exercise. The soul communicates in dream states and communicates through our daily lives. But we have not learned to attune or understand what the soul is saying, as the soul does not communicate in words. When we can bring the mind into the heart and sit within the heart, this abode of silence that is washed upon us, where there is no beginning and no ending, there is just this abode of such depth of silence. When a person comes out of this meditation, a sense washes upon them. A sense of, it's time to move. A sense, time to look for a job. A sense, I need to spend time with my wife. A sense, something is not right with my accountant. a sense. The soul leaves an impression that communicates. The mind has replaced the language of the soul. And as long as the mind is the language of the soul, and we substitute the mind for listening to the soul, we will continuously reincarnate from lifetime to lifetime. The first thing in which I say to people, meditate, 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 go to the retreat, go to the retreat, meditate, 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 go to the retreat, go meditate, meditate, meditate. And they're all going, yeah. Meditate, meditate, meditate. Meditation is not about that we have this Hollywood experience of cowboys and Indians or universes, and even though eventually that does happen, within our own universe exists parallel lives. But the counterparts of us suffer exactly the same as you are suffering today. If you are angry, the person in another dimension is angry. If you are displaced, he or she is displaced. If you are a person whom is continuously depressed or affects other people, or dislikes your life, or continuously has repetitive patterns, you are existing simultaneously in other realms, collectively and simultaneously. One of these counterparts is the one that realizes that there are other counterparts that exists. The oversoul, which is something that you might have not really listened or understood correctly, it is the oversoul, the highest level of the soul, that is aware and becomes aware of other levels of existence, almost saying, I thought I was a twin, but I am not. I keep feeling there's a mother or a brother or a sister or an uncle, someone out there, but there isn't. I keep feeling there's a great journey I'm meant to experience. I don't know what that is. I keep feeling like I'm meant to do something big, but I don't know what that is. These are all the counterparts of yourself that all need to merge into one union. They do not need to be defined or identified, because as soon as we identify them or we give them names or faces, it is then we lose the purpose or the meaning. There is a counterpart of you that is fragmented in 6 or 7. These are called splinter aspects of ourselves. It means that I can still not do those dishes with great gratitude, and it isn't until I learn to have a great heart that that part of me in that lifetime will create closure, and it will also create closure for me in this lifetime. If I am a person who cannot just play with my wife or my husband and just feel so overwhelmed, I am overwhelmed in 3, 4 other lifetimes simultaneously, because we are all suffering from lack of joy. These are counterparts that exist parallel. The human mind has a really difficult time in comprehending this. And we often want to imagine that it is a full-fledged life, instead of it is just a clip of behavior. You might finish 80% of a particular lifetime, and 20% still plays like a loop continuously over and over.